Inside a suburban bedroom, Ryan and his sibling are locked in a debate over a classic biological hierarchy. Which animal reigns supreme, the lion or the elephant? Their argument relies on limited data. They are using subjective claims about size and strength to fill in the gaps, while assigning bizarre vocalizations to the animals that sound nothing like the real creatures. Even so, they are inadvertently following the first step of the scientific method. They've taken the fragments of information they have and used them to build a hypothesis about how these species compete. Mom breaks the stalemate by announcing a trip to the city zoo. This intervention shifts the family's project from a bedroom simulation to a real-world observation site. While their imaginative play sparked the initial curiosity, they need empirical evidence to find out how these animals actually operate in a physical environment. Moving from theory to fieldwork requires logistics. The morning is spent hunting for shoes under beds and selecting specific animal shirts, the necessary preparation before the discovery phase can begin. During the scramble, Dad introduces a spatial hypothesis of his own. He wants to see if a giraffe's height provides a clear enough line of sight to peer over the zoo walls and spot their house. This topographical cross-section shows the geometry required for his theory. For the animal to see their home, a direct visual vector would have to clear every building and tree between the enclosure and their front door. As the car pulls out of the driveway, everyone in the family has a specific observational goal to test against the reality of the animals. Arrival at the city zoo gates involves a $30 transaction for 4 tickets. This exchange provides the family with an access pass to a vast repository of living biological data. The first observations are chaotic. They watch monkeys swinging through the trees with high levels of physical activity, confirming they have entered a dynamic environment where the subjects are constantly moving. The group quickly moves to the giraffe enclosure to investigate Dad's spatial theory and look at the animal's most famous physical trait. This graphic illustrates the biological function of that anatomy. Rather than serving as an observation tower, the long neck bridges the vertical gap between ground-level browsers and the high canopy leaves that other herbivores cannot reach. The giraffe's dimensions function as a specialized response to its environment. This specific height creates access to a food source that is physically separated from its competitors. At the elephant enclosure, the sheer mass of the animal provides an immediate answer to the kids' size hypothesis. Its physical presence confirms the scale they had only imagined. However, the focus soon shifts from the animal's bulk to the mechanical complexity of its trunk. A schematic breakdown reveals the trunk's modes. It utilizes precise muscle control to grasp food, creates internal suction to draw water, and generates pressure for bathing. This anatomy consolidates several survival tools into one organ, solving multiple problems. This concentration of utility allows the elephant to perform delicate tasks and heavy lifting using the same mechanical system, supported by its massive frame. The family finds the lion sleeping, a behavior common among apex predators, who must manage their energy reserves between periods of high exertion. When the lion eventually wakes and stands, the observers can see the dormant power in its paws and teeth, the physical tools that define its role in the ecosystem. The actual roar carries a physical frequency and volume their bedroom imitations lacked. Hearing it in person replaces the simulation with raw acoustic data. The lion demonstrates that its force is often held in reserve until it is required. This specific output of energy is what anchors its reputation as a dominant predator. As the family heads for the exit, the earlier debate has quieted. The argument over which animal is better has been replaced by an interest in how each one is uniquely adapted. They have gathered specific findings: the concentrated acoustic and physical power of the lion, contrasted with the elephant's mechanical versatility and scale. This matrix shows the shift in their understanding. The precise icons on the right, representing sound waves and mechanical utility, now replace the abstract guesses they started with in their bedroom. Field observation allowed them to verify their theories in person. They found that the actual biological traits of the animals were just as compelling as the myths they had created. The trip functioned as a practical exercise in curiosity, taking a playground hypothesis and transforming it into a factual understanding of the natural world.